right? You know, the intro process. Okay, I'm gonna wait just a second for my intro to come up and give you that beautiful paper to look at. At least I think it's beautiful anyway. Sorry about this, you guys. It just takes a little bit now. It used to come up a lot faster. There we go. I want to be able to talk to you. All right, so tonight I am going to do this photo of 3 hydrangea blossoms. A friend of mine, I was at her house and she has this most gorgeous hydrangea bush, and she kept these 3 for me, and then I just took them home and popped them in a vase, and oh, they were just so beautiful. Now I'm going to use Flower Market by Echo Park, and this is from 2020. I think I bought it in 2021 though. And it is spring collection. However, I am going to use it for this summer blooms here. And I just threw some papers down because I wanted to be able to really highlight this photo, and I love these papers together. Hi, Tammy, good to see you there. So I think somehow I'm going to do this mix of papers. And hey, Nancy, happy Friday to you. Actually, I didn't even say happy Friday. Normally I do that. So my idea, and I kind of put them down in sort of the way I think I'd like to see them, which is maybe a bigger piece of this so you can get that behind, and then smaller pieces of these 2. So this is from Echo Park as well, but it's America the Beautiful. It's the dusty blue wood grain from that. And I bought this in whatever shop I bought it from. I bought it all out because it's a beautiful wood grain. But my table is almost this color in the background, so I think that looks kind of neat. And I'm just really liking the way this goes. So I guess the first thing I need to do, is take off this bottom border strip. And I could do it this way, but the thing I don't love about this balance is I really like this light piece in between these 2 darker coral colors. The other thing is I tend to like my bottom layer to be darker. It doesn't have to be the darkest because that's that, but I tend to like it to be darker. So if that kind of helps you, that's sort of what I'm looking at. So, all right, so let's get that off of there, the border strip. So this is Echo Park Flower Market, and this is the 2x2 squares, because there are 2x2 squares on the back. Lots of fun little squares. I have a second piece of this because this came from a collection kit, and I'm thinking that I most likely will not use this, that I love this piece of paper so much that that's probably what it's going to end up being. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of chopping here. And I'm thinking I want a really big border behind this. Or I could do something fairly small in just layers with a lot of space. So and I don't normally measure, you guys know that, but this is about 1.5 inches border here, which means that I need to cut 3 inches off. So that would be a 9x9 square. So thanks, Tammy. So that's where I'm going to start out is, and this piece, by the way, is the 3x4 journaling cards paper. I do have a few of those pieces left. I'll probably incorporate some of that in here. So I'm going to start with the 9x9 square and see what I think as things go along. If I need to, if I want to keep it as that 9x9 square, or if I want to change that. So then I loved this piece in here. Now I could I'm going to take this border off. So that's the America the Beautiful Dusty Blue wood grain paper. I didn't cut it very well. Left a big hunk of it on there. Okay, so what I could do is sort of disguise it behind something. And I'm thinking maybe like I'll chop this in half and go below, but let's see what I have here. So hello there, that's pretty, but I think it repeats the colors a lot there. This one says nature, but it's a horizontal. I like the You Make Me Happy. And I'm thinking not the beautiful because I don't want to bring in the black, or I could do this Enjoy Your Life. So I'm going to cut it here first. I think I have two good candidates for, I don't know if I would say that this is going to be a journaling card so much as just a little bit of extra decor, decor. I've been thinking about fall decor lately because our temperatures went from like high 80s to 50s in this week. I'm presently wearing what I would wear in the winter because I feel so cold. I know it's not really cold out there, but it feels like it when your temperature drops like 20 or 30 degrees. So that's my excuse. I was kind of laughing at myself thinking, oh my gosh, wait until January when it's 10 below zero. Okay, so we could do this or this. I love the sentiment of the You Make Me Happy, but I'm thinking, so that's that this draws way too much attention to the card that you just look in at it. Now I could neutralize that. I have the sticker sheet. I could neutralize that a little bit by bringing in some of the blue elements, but I think I would like to keep it fairly monochromatic here. So monochromatic plus a neutral. So that's where I think I'll go with this. I did grab some cards from, I just was going through looking for some things that I could possibly use, and I found these old Ellie Studio labels, and I don't know why these are sitting in that spot, but they are. So I did think that if I wanted to, I could add some of these in if I wanted to put like a journaling piece on here somewhere, because I think that's a pretty one. I did look at this because there was quite a bit of aqua in here, but I don't think I want to do that. I definitely want to stay with the feeling of this paper, which is kind of very Victorian and that kind of a thing. I'm just gonna go, these are old. They need to get up. I'm going to put this right above my desk here. I have a little shelf that is fairly narrow. It used to be a shoe shelf, but I used it when I used to had to clip my camera to something. Now my camera's on a stand. So that says a story from today. And again, I kind of like that, but it's bringing blue in that I don't want. This today is nice, but I'm still liking that looks a little ruffled. That one I could use maybe coming down. It's a little hot pink for this, so I think I have the one that I want. If I'm going to use that, we'll see what happens. Now, I just saw this. There's a little sticker here that says, You Make Me Happy. So I could use that from this particular sheet. There's also a banner on here, so if I wanted to add that in at some point, I could do that. I think what I need to do now, though, is decide on what the size of this paper is going to be, because that'll determine what happens, especially what happens with the wood grain, but it will determine whether I leave not that one, but the lighter pink one. So this is the back side of thought I had it here. Well, it's not the back side of anything. This also is a beautiful paper. I have used this already. So Flower Market, if you can get your hands on it. Sorry, squirrel. I got caught up in looking at how beautiful this was. I'm thinking the back side of, I was thinking about the back side of this, which is the 2x2 squares. All right, so let's get this. And before, last weekend, before I finished everything in my scrap room, I actually put a new light in my trimmer. So because I have a Caterpillar Pro, which means it operates, I see the cuts. I can show you guys this. It's a platform trimmer. And when you cut, hopefully this is picking up on it and it's not too crazy. There, you can see the line from the light. All right, so I'll take that away. So that's nice. They also have they have Caterpillar, this is a Pro, Caterpillar crops, which are not quite that bright. Okay, so I'm kind of wishing that this was just a little bit longer because then I would just make the piece go that way. The other thing I can do is kind of bring this down and do a title up here. So let me just trim this about here and see what I think. I'll make it work no matter what. Or I could bring it this way. That would probably be even nicer. And this end over here is really uneven. So let me re-trim that. And so the reason I changed it from here at the top is that it makes it look really top heavy here, I think. And you don't have to do that. So Tammy just asked, do you need to replace or sharpen the blade? No, it's a well, it's not a guillotine. It's, let me bring that back over so you guys can see this. I'm going to shut the light off so that it doesn't change. So the blade is fully housed in this piece. Looks like this. And it's just a wheel, and it's self-sharpening. It sharpens against the track, I think, if I remember correctly. So you never have to replace this. The crop also has a blade very similar to this. I think it's just, actually, it might even be the same height. Rachel had one, and she used it all the time. So I think this was the same height. So I really like this, and it just slides, and you can make the thinnest cuts with this, because you can see it when the lights are on. You can actually see, can see the shadow. Now I will tell you it goes through batteries quite often. So that's something you might want to kind of pay attention to. And then the other nice thing about it, and I don't take this when I go to crop weekends, I have a backup trimmer that just an old trimmer, regular trimmer that I use. It also has this little drawer in it, and that's where I store my journaling pens. So that's kind of nice too. But yeah, you don't have to ever replace that blade, which is nice. All right, so back this way again, and I did just a bad job cutting here. There we go. So I'm kind of thinking, now the problem I'm having is I don't want this line to line up with that. What I might end up doing is trimming this off a little bit here. I want to see this pattern. So I'm going to pull this up a little bit. And I'm just going to take about that much off. I'll show you that in just a second as soon as I do this. But anyway, I've had this trimmer for probably 3 years, I'm guessing. Yeah, because it was before my mom and I were just talking about this. There's pre-COVID and post-COVID in our worlds. So, oh no, that's been at least since 2019. We were talking about something the other night when we were talking on the phone. I said, no, that was before COVID. So, yeah. Anyway, so I don't want all three of these to be equal. These two I think are going to end up a little equal, and I guess I'm okay with that. This edge is not right either. Hold on. Just take a tiny little bit off here. Like I said, I'll show you the piece I'm trimming off. So that's the size of the piece that I trimmed off, and you can see it. And you can even trim off smaller pieces like that. I can't easily do that with a regular cutter. Okay, so let's see how this looks. I'm going to bring that up, I think, a little bit. I'm thinking I'm going to trim that down, but it's probably going to depend on what I do for my alpha. And I think the thing that would really be nice on this, even though basically everything except for this wood grain is the same, I think it would be nice to do some distress ink on this. That'll just give it a nice, more vintage edge to it. Shabby chic was when I was trying to describe this collection, it's definitely got a shabby chic feel to it, which I don't use as much of that anymore. I probably used a lot when I first started scrapbooking, when like basic gray was all the rage. It's just, I've gone more clean for now, like Bella Boulevard and big, you know, like that kind of a style. Doodlebug. Not that I don't love the other one. I just find myself gravitating towards that. And then I'm going to try to pull this off. Otherwise, I'm going to have to bake it. It'd be better if I didn't have to, because that's the time that I get stuff on the paper below it. So anyway, I just think this is really beautiful. I do love Carta Bella papers. I think that they have more of that kind of a feel. I have a Carta Bella collection that's a fall collection that I absolutely love. Okay, so I am going to glue this down. I don't think I'm going to ink edges. I guess I could ink, well, I think I'll refrain from inking edges. So I'm going to make this border smaller. These two are going to be almost the same. That's life until I decide what I'm going to do above. But I'm thinking a brown alpha across the top. Now, again, I could do, don't like that. I think that would be pretty up here. So maybe, and this is Ellie Studios, I would definitely ink that edge. So here's that You Make Me Happy piece that I liked. I think that's a little too much floral there. Now this could also go up here though too. And I could do that like that. So if I brought that down there, and something would need to come in here and then go up. The one thing about this is if I do that, I should probably sit out here more. Just trying to think, does that feel crowded? That almost feels crowded to me. I'm going to cut this edge up here, because then I think I'll run my needle just across the top there, instead of leaving as big of a chunk, because I could have left a bigger chunk up the top and put that. Now I sound, not that this is bad, but I sounded Canadian there, although Wisconsin is pretty close to Canada in some spots. So anyway, so I'm liking that. I'm not loving this light with the rest of this, so I'm going to take this off. That will live for another day. And I don't know that I want there, but I could do something up here and maybe just pop this under here and just lightly, not really tack it down. Let me get this out of the way. These are all stickers, so actually I'm even going to close this up because I won't ink the stickers. I sometimes will, but they kind of get all over the place and I don't need to do that. There are some nice little tags in here. I don't know know that I want to do, yeah, I don't think I would like this banner on such a highly patterned paper. Thought I'd check that before I did a definite no, but yeah, that's a no. I like this Gather the Ones You Love. And the thing that, so I love flowers. And then I sort of like the idea of that brown and that brown up there. There's a really pretty floral piece here. So if I did this down here and that down there, I then have something going across here, and then I just need to find a little something up there, and I have little flowers here, so I could do that, which feels a little big to me there, or I find like one of these. And that I think should go up, and maybe I can add some of the other petites. There's like bloom, grow, lots of that kind of stuff. And what I can do is I can write a little note about this below here or here. Either place I think will work. Let's get this kind of situated, and then I'm going to grab a wood grain alpha that will work with that. Okay, I know I have one that will work with this. I just had it out last week, as a matter of fact. Uh-oh. I'm not seeing it, you guys. Yikes. That's not good if I'm putting alphas back in the wrong spot, because here, I'll show you the current state. This is one of my baskets of alphas. And what I do is I put a little divider, about 12 by 12 high, made out of chipboard or cardboard, and then I put a piece of washi and whatever the color of the alpha was above that to help me find them. Now that was better when I didn't have quite so many pieces. I know I have one. There it is. Somehow my brown got in the red. I knew I had it just, I don't know if I did it on the video last weekend because I can't remember what I had there. Well, hi Carol, I'm glad you caught the live with us. So I might try this bigger alpha and see. That's nice that you're catching the replays though, thank you. Just gonna see what happens if I use this alpha. Actually, I need my it's an errant tea here. I need my wax paper or kitchen film, depending on where you live. I think it's kitchen film. Just because I'm not quite sure about this, but you know what? I think I like this Y better than this one. This one feels a little bit light. It might be okay later on in the progression, but I didn't really love that there. Like maybe here, I mean, I think it's not the worst, but it was too much against that because this is kind of a gray. Okay, I'm checking my spelling in my head here. I think I'm good. I had a subscriber catch where I missed a letter when I spelt something, and I know how to spell it. It's just I missed it. And her comment on my video, I think this was last week or the week before, was, "I'm sure you've caught this by now." Well, I hadn't, so I was very thankful for that. yeah, I like that big blocky, but I do not like this R. So let's switch that R out. That can live in another layout. So that can go there, and I like the way that's bringing in the wood in a couple places. Question is, or that could go up here, which I think that's a little close to there. I want to catch this top edge. There's a lot of edges there. Okay. And then again, just checking edges here and the space around these three sides from paper to, from the pink paper, well, the edge paper here, here, and there to the edge is about the same. Just eyeing it. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. Oh, there we go. And then what I'm thinking here is that I'll justify this a little bit more this way, so it's kind of, it's not really tucked in there, but it sort of feels like it. And I will go back at the end of the night tonight before I'm done in my scrap room. And I think it's hydrangea. Hey Siri, how do you spell hydrangea?
Hydrangea.
Oh.
Hydrangea.
Okay. I don't know who told me that technique, but thank you. I thought about that. I'm like, I think I'm missing an E. And I don't have an E in this set. So what I'm going to do is grab the C. And then I will have to grab that to make it look like hydrangea. Not in love. Maybe I could do, let's see, could I cut off part of, I'm having a hard time seeing which, oh, this is actually a better solution in this case. With this one, I'm going to actually grab, not that one, because I think that's the same. It's hard for me. I'm getting a really big shine off this. There we go. I don't want that one. I'm going to grab the 3. I was going to say I don't want to do. There we go. That circle was too circular with this layout. This is by the way, Thicker's Detail is the name of the alpha from 2016. Apparently I don't like that alpha because mine tend to last that long. I don't know why. It's a perfectly lovely alpha. Okay, so I'm liking the way that looks. It's coming in a little bit closer there. There is this, so I could do some sort of circle thing. Didn't think about that. I can still justify that back that way. Too much. I adhere to Chamel's more as well too, but sometimes it's too much. I'm really liking this love. I might still be able to move this. I can. To be careful though. So thinking of doing is this now. Maybe dropping this even further. Okay, and then since I'm doing that, let's add a little bit of foam tape behind this. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, I looked at that and thought, wait, I'm missing the E here. I was pretty sure I was, but that's why I asked Siri. So I was on a live once and somebody suggested that I could just ask Siri, because normally I am relying on you guys for that. So hi, Sue. It's, you know how to spell. I don't know if you guys run into this, but I'm actually a pretty good speller until I have to do a layout. And especially when I have to do a layout live. Then I'm really not a good speller. Just want to get this. Maybe I'm going to cut this one in half, I think. I'll put it out on this point and this point. And then maybe a little bit out on that side there. There we go. I did rip that there, but I knew that was going to be covered no matter what, so I wasn't so worried about that. Sometimes that's not a good thing. So in our ongoing but exciting saga of going to Disney, my stepson and daughter-in-law told the kids today that we're going. And we're a little bit more than a month out at this point. And they did it by doing a scavenger hunt for them that kind of led them around the house, and it was very cute. And the my 3-year-old grandson pretty much didn't really care what was going on. He was excited to get the Mickey stuffies, but didn't really care what was going on. But the 4-year-old really did. And they're so smart because, of course, her oldest brother, who's 9, and then her other brother, who's 6, both read. The 6-year-old reads pretty well. And so, of course, she was feeling a little left out because she can't read yet. And they were very, very smart and put a clue in her bedroom. So she felt kind of like she was involved. Woohoo! Tammy said she's a simple scrapbooker, but today she went all out with embellishments on a page. Cool. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being a simple scrapbooker, but sometimes it's fun to change that up a little bit and just do something a little bit different. I think it makes your brain work a little bit differently, and I don't think there's anything ever bad about that. That, it helps you. I think it helps your creativity, honestly, if you do things a little bit different than you usually do. Okay, now that I have that kind of arranged, I'm going to put some foam tape on the back of it. So yay, that's cool. It's why sometimes you'll see me start with paper. Like I find some paper I want to work with, and then I go find a photograph. We are going to Disney World, Carol. So, and we'll be there from a Sunday to a Sunday. Basically, we have 5 park days, and then I think last week it was, my daughter-in-law texted me and she's like, I'm thinking we're going to be there during the Christmas time, and we'll be there during the Christmas parties. And my daughter-in-law texted me and she said, I'm thinking about maybe do we want to do some sort of the Christmas party. She was starting to kind of think she wanted to do that. And I said, if you want to do it, I'm all in. So just my daughter-in-law and the 9-year-old and 4-year-old are going. The 3-year-old will probably be done with peopling by that time. So I feel like I need a little something up there. And I think I'm going to use this color because it blends into the bottom one there. I don't want to call too much attention there. So yeah, excited about going. I haven't been since I was in my, I think I was 31 the last time I went. So it's been more than 20 years. It's actually, to be honest, it's been more than 25 years if I think about it. So things changed if you were there 3 years ago from now. But it's really changed since I've been there the last time. Okay, so we have all that. Just looking to see, do we want to do any, there's a big peach here. That's too big. Just trying to see if I want to add, maybe, do I want to add another flower in here? No, I think that's good, but I could add, I said I didn't want to bring black in, so that I think won't work. But there's lots of like bloom and grow. There's these green nature and lovely pieces, but I think that won't be right. I'm looking at bloom. Oh, here's one that says friends, which that could be kind of cool because this came from a friend. I'm gonna peel this back a little bit to see if I can tuck this in. I'm not loving this little piece that, I don't know, I think it's the metal part for a seed or a label or something. Okay, I'm going to leave that there just because of the significance of where this came from. And now I'm thinking I might put this somewhere else. Let me see, because I do like this one that says lovely as well. Except I'm cutting off this piece too. I think it's like from a file drawer, like a seed drawer. Tammy said that we're going to be have so much fun, but we're going to be really tired. She went with her grandkids and their two parents in early 2020, or two grandkids and their parents in 2020. So much seeing them experience it for the first time. My daughter-in-law and I were just talking about that if they were this excited when they figured out they were going, that how cool is it going to be when they actually get in the parks the first time. And we've been planning this for a long time. And we just keep doing more and more and drilling down further and further into the planning we need to do, which I'm okay with that. Every time we think we've got a handle on it, we figure out something else. I'm going to make this cluster even a little bit bigger. This Friends was feeling a little small, so I added that lovely and then just balanced it on that side. There is a cute little heart up here too. Do I want to add that in? Now I'm toying with, do I go with a smaller floral cluster up there? Actually, there's a ton of these little hearts now that I look. So that I can kind of sneak that under there. Nope, actually I like the original better. That feels like it's too much. I know, can there be such a thing? Sometimes the answer is yes. But maybe I can get that flower up here. No, I think I'm going to leave it off. Okay, so here's the sticker sheet, but lots of fun little things. I don't mind that this cluster is quite a bit bigger than the other two. I think that works fine because it's on the bottom there. Then the other thing I thought about was maybe some gold sequins or some hearts. Some pearls. I have hearts on here. I just was not sure if I put these sequins on, if it was going to be taking away, because there's not a lot of yellow here. Not that it has to be yellow. I'm thinking I'm going to like the pearls better. So let me grab them. I could just do clear gems as well too. I think I want to keep the yellow off of here. So these are from Mrs. Sparkle, which is Joanne Fabrics, and these are old 2017. So I've been digging my pearls out a little bit more lately, and I'm liking that. Okay. And this one doesn't, the backing doesn't want to come off. No, now the backing wants to go on the front. That's not okay with me. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this idea a little bit better with the pearl. It's still really pretty. You still see it, but it's not calling a lot of attention to itself. And maybe this one, I'm going to pull this one down because the ones over here, well, this one is touching this card here. I might decide to make that one touch too. Yeah, it is softer. That was sort of the theme tonight, right? This one I might like touching. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Nope. Yes, no, yes, no. No. Okay, and then I don't think I want to go with one as heavy as this up here. I think I'm going to go to 2 of the medium size and 1 of the small sizes up here because I think that's just going to be too much otherwise. Tuck that one in there. And maybe this is a little too close here. Like they're almost on the same line there. And then that one up there. Oops. So I really do like this. That was a good word, Nancy. Softer. Now put my, there we go. All right. So that's the first layout. I'll go back and do that and probably write just a little line with the date and then just a little bit about where those came from. I'm pretty adamant now about making sure that every one of my layouts at the very least has a date. It might say, you know, M1, well, it won't say M1 and M2, it would say their names, but say that and then the date, but that's it. Because I was going through my older photos looking for dates on some stuff because I've been scrapbooking a few of my older photos, like high school and even post a trip I took to Hawaii, which I was able to eventually figure out, but nothing is dated. And it was driving me insane to not know, or like me, I knew it was probably in the 90s somewhere by what I was wearing, but I didn't know that for sure. And that, I said, all right, that's it. From now on, it will always be, I need to date. So I do it. I've been doing that a long time, but definitely another reason to do it. All right, so that's layout number 1. Thanks, Tammy. Let's do layout number 2. So you might want to close your eyes for just a second because this is going to be the exact opposite of what that last one was. So this is a 5K walk that my boyfriend and I did. I have to look at the date. Okay. In July. And is the first one we had done together. And I am on the road back from having a nasty case of plantar fasciitis, although it has reared its ugly head again, which I'm not so happy about. But anyway, so I'm thinking like this, and that. So we did a walk because I'm not running. Well, and he doesn't run, so. But I want to get the pink and the orange in here. So I'm kind of thinking a really thin border of pink around this so that it, like the 3 photos, my hat is so pink there that if I do this really thin border around that, I think I'll like that. And then use that orange for something. Haven't decided what yet. But let's get this down first. And then this was a timed run walk, which made me laugh. So anyway, I started running 3 weeks ago and my plantar fasciitis feels like it's coming back, which is making me crazy. But oh well. I thought I was ready, maybe not. That's a hashtag frustrated runner. Okay, so there's that. Let me pick this up. And obviously I'm playing off the colors in that badge, or the number. I don't always do that when I have a number, but this one it was pretty easy. Sometimes so this was actually run as a fundraiser for an organization that's kind of like Toys for Tots in my area. Oh, Tammy, or not Tammy, Tamara. Oh yeah, Tammy. Tamara popped in right after that. Hi, Tamara. I'm sorry, Tammy. It's awful. You know, I treat people with it all the time, and you know, now I've got it, and it's nasty. So this, and then I'm thinking, do I do like that out there and find some sort of journaling card? If I do that, then the oranges, you won't see the orange, right? Because I probably want to journal somewhere. I could do that with labels. What I'm thinking about doing then is maybe grabbing, I was toying with that. I don't love these on that orange though. That feels really busy to me. Let's see. A little bit of orange. There. Here's the other option. Is to make it go around the outside. This is what I'll do when I'm not sure about the outside. I like the idea of orange, but maybe what I do is find an orange journaling card here and then bring in some orange hearts or something like that. That's kind of where my thoughts are going now. Because I'm not loving that. Unless the other thing I could do, now that I think about it, is I could do our photo with a little orange border. Maybe that's the answer. All right, and you can barely tell those are stars, but I'm okay with that. So Tamara, I think I said hello, but I'm going to say it again just because I wasn't sure. So this is, I don't think I told you what any of these papers are yet. So this is Bella Boulevard, Oh My Stars. It's the Orange Stars paper. This one is Doodlebug Petite Prints in the blue jean dot stripe. And then that little bit of pink, which is this, is Petite Prints in Bubblegum Gingham Linen. So that's the linen. So if you follow Shamel, her kit this month was all about, she used a lot of the Doodlebug stuff as backgrounds. And I love them. Actually, I was in a bigger city near me today, and I grabbed I stopped at a scrapbook store and grabbed some doodlebug in colors I was out of. Now the question is, do I want that? Or, because this is a piece of graph paper, I could make that into something. I'm kind of liking that idea. So I'm going to cut this so I can always sneak it up underneath. And then I can journal a little bit here. What I'm trying to do is I don't really love that time distance because I am totally not putting my time on here. I'm just trying to decide, do I want that going that way a little bit more? But then this can sneak in here too. And then I could do like maybe a hot pink something up there. Okay, I'm going to get that over here just a little bit. I'm going to take this and get this down. So this is one of those nights where I put them up against each other and go, whoa. The two layouts that I did tonight because they're so different. But these photos are all, by the way, hot off the photo printer. I picked an order of 445 photos up today. I haven't printed in a while, and I had a lot of big events that I hadn't printed, and I still, when I haven't sorted them all yet. When I do that, I'm going to probably have almost as many as that again in an order, which is crazy. And I'd like to get them done because I have a scrapbooking weekend coming up next month. Which I guess next month is almost here, isn't it? It's later in the month, though. Okay. Throwing. And I think what I'll do here is, well, let's see. I could grid it. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that it's even. Oh, that's awesome. That's camera in Ocean City, Maryland. That sounds lovely, actually. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is take this one off. And slide this over so that it's even with that edge there. Now I've covered everything except for two sides of this, but the point is to get some pink up there. Oops, probably want that to go the correct way. This is cute. This is a cute walk because there were little Christmas decorations and stuff all over the place. So that was fun. All right. So we have that. Now I'm thinking title. I'm also thinking just, Tamara, isn't it? It's so lovely to be back doing scrapbooking events. It's so nice. I've missed them. So I think this color is going to look. The name of this actual event is so long. I don't want to put the whole thing out. So I'm trying to decide what to do. Because if I do just the initials, I think it's not going to be long enough. Maybe I could do Christmas in July. That's what I'm going to try to do. We'll see if that works. And then maybe 5K, if it works. And so I have a wedding on the Friday. So my scrapbooking weekends are Thursdays through Saturdays, but I have a wedding on Friday night. Fortunately, it's not too far away. So I'll come home, get ready, and then my boyfriend and I are going out together because the daughter of a really close friend of mine is getting married and he knows them as well. Well, plus he's my +1. And then I'll go back really early. I'm going to make sure I set my alarm so I'm up and back really early on Saturday morning. But I had committed to doing the event before I knew I was going to be invited to the wedding because it's a super small wedding. So anyway, so Christmas in July. I think I can spell that without any help from Siri or you guys. I love this alpha. It's called Count the Ways. It's so pretty because it's part foil and part sparkle. And I've never used the two together. I either use one or the other. But it's so pretty. There's so much going on this page. I think I'm only going to end up probably doing something down here for embellishment maybe. So Christmas in July. Now I was thinking about 5K, except there's no 5 here. So I guess Christmas in July is going to be good enough. I'm going to separate this title out just a little bit more then. What I could do though is do 5K down there, like in white. Because I don't know that I need a lot of embellishment because it's already happening all over the place. Yeah, I think we'll echo the big white. In my lovely Ellie Studio letters, when I find the white ones. Thought I had white. There we go. So this alpha doesn't have, this is a really cool pink fresh alpha, but it doesn't need numbers. So I'll do it in this. And here I can use my number sign. But for those people who are younger, hashtag. That's when you show your age, right? Oh yeah, Tamara said, nice to see scrappy friends and getting pages done. Yes, it is so nice to see scrappy friends. Okay, so there's that. Now, for embellishment. I didn't do any thinking about that. So, maybe what I need to do, I'm grabbing my Ellie Studio labels. Stand up. And I'm going to see if I can pull in, a second, you guys, sometimes these slide around a lot. And they're sassy. All right. So I'm just going to see if I can pull in, because like that color is on here, and just like do something with down there. And that. And if I could find an orange heart. Those are kind of peachy for what I want. I want to see if I can find one like that. Or I could do a star. That's what I should do, is stars. So I have stars on that paper there. So let's do orange stars, and let's do a big orange star. And then that orange heart, that's a star. And I can journal on this if I want. Trying to decide if I want to do any more. I don't think so, but what I'm thinking is maybe something up there, and then like right under there with another label in orange though this time. So that's kind of peachy. And I don't know that I'm going to do everything that I did down there. These are things that I print and then cut. And this is just how, I haven't used these in a while, I think. I've been using the more sticky ones lately. Ooh, this looks like a good color. That's the orange I really want. Now let's see if I can find some little pieces in that color. I can do that if I have to, but I like that littler shape there. Or I could just do a couple circles together too. Maybe that's what I'll end up doing up there. We'll see if I can't find it. And these are, I've kept, collected these. These are from printables. These are remnants of things. This is a perfect orange for that up here. If I did something like, I could do something like this and put a star up there. Let me just look and make sure. That's a date one, but it's in that lighter color again. So I just go through this when I print or whatever, I just throw them in here and then sort through them just like I'm doing now. Oh, this is kind of cool. So this says documented. Of course, I think this is that, well, it's not exactly that lighter color, but that, maybe I can work that in somewhere. a hard time with color tonight, you guys. I don't know what it is. If I'm getting that, yeah, that one seems to be a little bit darker. That orange. That orange. There's orange stars. Okay, I think I have enough that I can find something to play with in this corner here. That's the wrong orange from the other ones. And I'll do orange versus the blue, because obviously I'll lose the blue on there. Okay, so I just like this more plain shape, or not shape, but more plain label a little bit better. Those are really two different oranges there. So let's see what I think. Can I get away? Or this one I could do, and I could just write the date here, maybe. I actually like that a little. Oh, here, this is a plain orange one in the proper orange. There we go. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me trim that out, and I'll cut my fingernails this week, and I can't grab anything again. So I finished my 112th book for the year today. Crazy. I read a book called The Christmas Murder Game. It's an advanced reader copy, so it's not coming out till October 4th, but it's kind of fun. It's not fun that people are getting, not fun that people are getting murdered, but it's just kind of a fun take, like celebrating Christmas, and aunt dies, so the house is up for grabs, and their family has to play games to see who's going to inherit. And of course, there's people doing bad things. Maybe a little bit smaller blue heart there. I might be able to get the larger one on there. That almost gets lost in this, but I think it's okay, especially because it's larger. Anyway, so it was really good because they did the puzzles. You know, they showed you what the puzzles were in the book and that kind of thing. So that was fun. So it's called The Christmas Murder Game, if you're readers, by, oh goodness, Alexandra. I can't remember exactly her name right off the top of my head. It's first time I read that. Okay, so I think I'm good with this. I really like the way I could probably add some dots in here, but I just saw your comment, Tammy. I could put some dots, but I think I'm going to leave it. And the answer is yes. Yes, I sleep. Tamara, that's awesome too, in all seriousness. And I just thought of something, because I feel like there's nothing up here. Not sure it needs it, though. I think I'm just calling attention to it. Nope, I'm going to leave it as it is. So seriously, that's awesome. I don't know what's with me, you guys. I'm reading like a crazy person, and I have been for about 3 years. And I read 125 books last year, and I was going to read less this year. Well, there's 3 months left of the year, and I'm going to read more than 13 books. I know that. So anyway, I do sleep. And I still scrapbook, but I think I scrapbook less because I read more. But anytime I have a little bit of time, I read. Even like 10 or 15 minutes, even 5 minutes. So anyway. All right, so there's the 2 layouts for the night tonight. Those could not look any more different than the 2 of them are. But I think it's kind of fun when when things are a little different like that. So there we go. I'm gonna take this while I'm looking at that. There we go. And I do, like I said, I will glue that chipboard title down because I absolutely do not trust chipboard. So anyway, all right. So yeah, you guys all have a great weekend too. Speaking of books, I'm going to meet some book friends, some, as I call them, my invisible internet friends, but I'm going to meet them in real life tomorrow. So that will be fun and hopefully enjoy a nice fall day. Hope you guys are well and that you have a great weekend as well. And I think I'll see you here again next Friday. So take care, everybody, and have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.